Chances are you've seen a Harrison Ford movie. From American Graffiti in 1973 to the Star Wars and Indiana Jones films, from hits like Patriot Games, The Fugitive, and Air Force One, to more unconventional choices like Blade Runner and Witness, Harrison Ford has enjoyed one of the most successful careers in motion picture history, making astute choices and remaining fiercely independent. We'll hear from Ford over a 15-year period, beginning in 1982.
Movie careers are often the result of finding the right role at the right time. In that respect, Harrison Ford has been unusually lucky. After doing little more than cameo appearances, he connected with Han Solo in Star Wars, and a major career was launched. Last summer, starring in Raiders of the Lost Ark, he impressed the film industry by becoming the only actor to star in the 3 top-grossing movies of all time. This Friday, that status will be tested with the release of Blade Runner, a futuristic film that paints a very pessimistic portrait of the 21st century.
Do you like our owl?
It's artificial?
Of course it is.
Must be expensive.
Very. I'm Rachel.
Deckard.
You have, since this picture has finished, gone on and done the last of the, I have to keep this straight, the second trilogy of Star Wars. You have completed principal photography on it. Am I correct?
Yeah. Revenge of the Jedi.
Revenge of the Jedi. Yes.
Completed that.
This is the Han Solo character again. Back to...
Yes, the lovable Han Solo that you've all been waiting for.
But I don't think it's giving any secret way to say this is the last appearance of Han Solo, because this ends the second trilogy.
It is, yes. Yeah. I'm happy to have, have been part of the collection, part of all 3. I suppose it's a once-in-a-lifetime kind of experience. I had no idea when we started that it was going to be as hugely successful or have so much influence in my life. And I've been well and truly satisfied with the entire experience. It's been a great relationship with the people that I've been involved with. And now it's over in that form. Still have other films to do with George Lucas. I'm very happy about that opportunity again.
That was 1982. 1 year later, with the release of the new Star Wars movie renamed Return of the Jedi, NBC's Jim Brown had Harrison Ford back on Today.
There are a lot of command ships. Keep your distance, though, Chewie, but don't look like you're trying to keep your distance. I don't know. Fly casual.
The trilogy is really the adventures of Luke Skywalker. And his growth to its conclusion in the last film, where he is a Jedi Master. And as he becomes more complex, more mature, all of his relationships naturally grow as well. But it's really the story of Luke Skywalker.
Am I correct that the first film was a small role in Dead Heat on the Merry-Go-Round?
Yeah. Played a bellboy. Mr. Jones paging Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones paging Mr. Jones. That's half the dialogue.
Bob Ellis? Robert Ellis, room 72.
No, sir. Charles Ellis, room 607.
You sure?
Yes, sir.
The executive in charge of new talent at Columbia Pictures was less than impressed.
Called me into his office and he said, I want to tell you a story, kid. Kid, he always called me kid. He was about 15 minutes older than I was. But he always called me kid. He said, first time Tony Curtis was ever in a movie, and I don't even know if this is true. This is his story. I never believed anything else he said, but the first time Tony Curtis was ever in a movie, he delivered a bag of groceries. A bag of groceries, kid. And you took one look at that guy and you knew that was a movie star. I said, well, I thought that was supposed to be a delivery boy. He said, no. Go back, learn, study, be an actor. That guy and I had the final harsh words on parting from Columbia Pictures.
He was telling
Taking
you
time out of his...
bellhop?
Yes, he was telling me I acted like a bellhop instead of like a movie star.
Where's that man today?
Jerry, can we have some more coffee?
For today, Jim Brown, NBC News, Hollywood.
Harrison Ford survived those lean years in Hollywood by becoming a carpenter, a skill he taught himself. It was lucrative enough to allow the actor to be selective in the roles he chose. It paid off big time. Ford as Indiana Jones when we return in a moment. Welcome back to Time and Again as we spend some time with three of Hollywood's leading men, Kevin Costner, Mel Gibson, and Harrison Ford. Ford has been highly successful over the years balancing action-adventure films such as Star Wars and Indiana Jones with more challenging adult roles. NBC's Jim Brown asked Ford in 1987 about doing a third Indiana Jones movie.
I'm beginning to sense that people, many journalists, have asked me that question. Is it going to be hard for you to go back and do that? Not at all. It's the same job of acting. I felt the same serious responsibilities that I feel I've discharged in a film like Mosquito Coast in Raiders of the Lost Ark. The work is the same for me. The pleasure in acting is the same for me. The fact that the film is to be fair, less serious doesn't mean that I won't enjoy the work. I enjoy to do all kinds of films, work with as many different kinds of people as I can.
That was 1987. The hits kept coming for Ford, and 10 years later, he was back on Today talking about Air Force One.
Why didn't you take me with you when you went to the refugee camp today?
Well, for one thing, it's not 100% secure. Got your whole life to live, baby. You don't need to see that kind of stuff.
Do you think, as a voter in this country, would you vote for a president who puts the interest of his own family ahead of the interests of the entire population of this country?
I'm not sure he does that. I think that he's employing a strategy which will enable him to finally overcome the obstacle. Does he grant the terrorist wish in order to save his family? Yes. But then he uses all of his might and main to redress that situation.
It's your lucky day. What more can make people do? Tell the F-15s to fire at the plane? Even if they try, we're equipped with tactical countermeasures.
He's telling us what to do.
Would I vote for a human being as president of the United States? You're damn right I would.
There's another aspect of this movie, a president unlike any I've ever seen. This president is a butt kicker. This guy kicks a bunch of butts in this movie.
He does what needs to be done. He kicks some butt, yeah. And it's a great pleasure to see him do it.
Let's talk a little business here. The movie opens July 25th. If you looked at the movie calendars months ago, that would have been the only movie to open on July 25th. Now there are reports that, well, no, this is important. There are reports that Warner Brothers will release Conspiracy Theory on that date. Titanic may come out on that date. That upset you, didn't it?
No, it didn't upset me. I thought it was bad business for everybody involved, and so I said so.
You picked up the phone? Did you call some of these movie executives and say, hey, what are you doing here?
Some of my representatives called one studio and spoke to them about it. It's not about a matter of saying, hey, we were here first. It's a matter of saying, look, you're going to hurt us, and we're going to hurt you.
Are the stakes that high where one extra weekend, one weekend alone, quote unquote, at the box office can make or break the outcome of a film?
Not with a great movie.
Sooner or later, they'll go see one movie and then they'll go the next weekend to see the other movie?
Yeah, but there's an obsession with success in this country, which means people would prefer to see the #1 movie than to see the #2 movie. We're going to be the #1 movie. I'm not worried about it.
To me, the interesting side of that story was that you, if you did, you say it was your representative.
No, I said that my representatives spoke to one studio. I spoke myself to the head of a studio, yeah.
Did you, in effect, say to these guys or ladies, wait a second, if you want to make movies with me in the future, you might want to take your movie away from the weekend that Air Force One comes out?
Matt, there was nobody there except he and I.
That's why I'm trying to find out what you said.
Well, I'm not telling, and neither is he. I didn't threaten him. I just, we spoke frankly, the two of us.
Will his movie open on the same date?
No, but it has nothing to do with me. His movie is not ready. His movie is not ready to be released.
You getting paid handsomely for this movie, in the neighborhood of $20 million, which is fantastic. Based on your successes in the recent past and over a long-term career, is your career somewhat bulletproof right now?
I don't think anybody's career is bulletproof. You have to continue to make good movies and be of service. You have to be a decent person to work with. Anybody can put a stake through their heart.
Do you ever get the feeling that maybe it'd be nice to stop carrying movies for just a short time and go in and do some of those great character roles and let someone else worry about the burden of making a break? No, you work too hard to get to this point?
No, I like it. I like what I do.
The pressure, too?
I like the whole thing. I like the complex issues that I get to deal with. If I start at this point in my career doing character parts, I give up a lot of things that I like. I like doing business as well as acting.
Would you like to head up a studio?
Oh, no way.
You just said you like the business.
No. I like my business. I don't like somebody else's business. I like my business. I like dealing with the issues that impinge on my career.
And at the moment, your business is Air Force One that opens July 25th. Any other movies opening that weekend?
I don't think so.
We'll be back with...
This is the most physical movie that Ford has performed in, and even preconditioning did not prevent his back going out during filming. The day after Ford shot this scene, he couldn't move and told Spielberg, "This is the end, pal."
I had a ruptured disc, and I had a new therapy, chymopapain therapy, which dissolves away part of the disc, and I was back at work 6 weeks after leaving. In fact, what they had saved for me was all the physical bits. They had shot around me for 3 weeks. So when I came back, everything was on me. And it was a fairly tough time, but